I'm good. Good. Practice is good. That's always a good thing.
Good. Less yelling that way.
Uh,
Practice. Or
yeah.
about the same amount of yelling either way.
Yeah. I mean, there's about the same amount of yelling, but we just try and grind every day.
Do you guys who've been around a while feel the need to go to Brandon and say, "We understand you're a freshman. We understand it's going to take a while. Keep your head up."
Definitely, making sure that he's still his spirit's still up. Even if he makes a bad play call, it is what it is. Just go to the next one. We got to keep him up, keep the morale, and don't let him get down on himself. Just continue with the next play.
How has he done with that?
Great. He gets back up to the line. He's ready to go again. He hasn't been down at all. He's trying to be a team player and keep going just like everyone else.
Is it tough for you guys, though, the veterans, to sort of deal with those growing pains without getting frustrated?
I mean, it has its challenges sometimes, but, at the same time, we have to remember, he's still young, he's still developing, and part of that developmental process is making those errors, and you got to try and fix them later on.
Do you see progress? I mean, can you see that there is progress and, maybe a couple games from now things will be a little smoother than they are right now?
Definitely. Just like his pocket presence, and sitting in the pocket, him relying on us to make those critical blocks, so he doesn't have to worry about those. He's being more relaxed in the pocket.
Zack, do you guys hear some of the outside criticism about the offensive line and about Coach Elliott?
No. We just stick to us. We're worried about us, not anybody else.
How do you think the line's played through these first 4 games?
And we have our challenges that sometimes, it's just little mistakes that hurt us, and we have to try and fix those, and that's on us. We take full responsibility.
Kentucky adding an extra man to the line kind of helped the offense. Did you guys feel that way when you went to a 6-man?
I mean, it did, but, it is what it is. We're all offensive line, so we're trying to do the best we can.
When you say little mistakes, what specifically are you referring to?
Just reads, sometimes it's reads, sometimes it's blocks, making a tough left call to a tough right call. I had one of those this past game, and it was a critical thing, and that's my bad, and I take full responsibility for that.
That's a pre-snap thing, or that's a decision you have to make in the spur of the moment, like you got to decide whether to get this guy or this guy?
It's a little bit of both. Okay. A little bit of both. It depends, linebackers walk up on the outside or something like that. We have to make those decisions on the fly.
It's kind of an unforgiving league where you guys are a little banged up. The receiver's been kind of banged up, but yet this league nobody takes pity on you. You got to go play with what you got.
We got to go play every single day. Hurt or not, it doesn't matter. We're offensive line. We're in the trenches every single day. That's how we roll.
What kind of a challenge are you guys going to face with Texas A&M's front line?
The front line's good. I'm not going to say that they're bad. No, they're good. So, we just got to be dominant up front, and we got to do the right things, call the right plays, and make the best of it.
Is the SEC East versus SEC West balance of power something that you guys are even aware of or think 1 second about?
No. We just try and dominate the game.
Specifically with Miles Garrett, what are your impressions of him?
He's a football player. I'm a football player too. So, we go every day and try and get better.
Confidence-wise, can you pick yourselves up after Kentucky and come out against Texas A&M? Or
yes.
What makes you confident that's going to happen?
Just because we're football. We play this game for a living. This is our jobs. And, everyone's trying to become the best that they can be. So each game we develop more and more. And that's our plan. No matter who we're facing, we're going to go out there with our heads high.
Strike you as odd that Miles Garrett's a big poetry guy. He likes to write poetry.
I didn't know that.
Are you a poetry guy?
No.
It just doesn't seem to. I just don't know many SEC defensive ends or defensive ends at all who do poetry. That seems like a weird.
I didn't even know that he did that.
Thanks, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, have you seen more of an increase in the up-tempo style offense this week in practice?
Definitely. We got out there. Today was our first day. We got out Sunday afternoon, just some stretching done, as a team. But we got there today, and we're definitely up tempo. More physical, trying to become a more physical team, trying to dominate that line of scrimmage, and trying to get better.
And do you think that might help trying to relieve some of those mental mistakes because it takes away the mental aspect of it? You just go out there and play.
Exactly. Sometimes the game gets to your head, and it's all about concentration, and so you have to be able to concentrate, and so that's a big thing. Sometimes if you can overthink things, and that gives you lack of concentration.
How does that up-tempo style help alleviate some of that?
It helps tremendously. Just not focusing on everything around you and just focusing on yourself.
Has it been tough just adjusting to a quarterback that, got Perry Orth, he's more of a guy that's going to be in the pocket. Now you got McElwain who's kind of just moving around. What type of adjustment has that been for you guys?
Not really so much just because we had Lorenzo last year. And so with his pocket presence, the change hasn't really changed a whole lot, especially, practicing through the offseason with Brandon and knowing how he works as a quarterback. understands us, so that it doesn't affect us really at all.
Just going off of that, I mean, people talk about just quarterbacks with receivers, with timing. I mean, has there just been a adjustment with the timing, with just how he goes through his progressions?
I honestly don't know. Honestly, I worry about offensive line and not receivers.
I'm saying as an offensive lineman, I feel like people, think so much about receivers though, but just the timing, because it's a different guy back there.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a freshman, so I mean, his timing's going to be different than everybody else's. He's going to try and make those fast balls, but at the same time, he wants to try and make, he wants to sit back and let the receivers develop in their routes. So, I mean, it's just a process.
Some of the other guys who were in here earlier were talking about Brandon's positive nature and upbeat attitude. How much does it help when the quarterback is like that when things aren't going as well as you guys would like for him?
It helps out a lot just because, if someone's down, a receiver runs a run route, he's always like, come on, get back up, next one. He's trying to make those corrections on the fly, telling the receiver, hey, you're supposed to do this instead of this. But he's trying to, correct those so that you can go back and run that same play again and make a positive yard out of it.
Yeah, I guess at the same time he's probably the same way with you guys.
Definitely.
Is there an adjustment going from you guys have faced mostly 3-down defenses this year to facing a 4-down team?
Not really. I mean, it's the same. We practice for even and odd every single day, So, the adjustment's just out there on the field. We went through 2-3 opponents now that have played even and they've played odd, so it doesn't matter. I mean, play 5 down, 3 down, 4 down, doesn't matter. We're going to pick it up.
You guys in the preseason embraced the mantle of leadership on this offense. You knew you guys had the bulk of the experience returning. Have you had to put a lot of that into action these first 4 weeks in terms of playing leaders to your teammates, in terms of some of the adversity you guys have faced early on?
Definitely, leadership is has been a big deal the past couple days or the past couple weeks. Finding those leaders to pick everybody else up and trying to become a better team and get everyone back on track and how we were.
How do you guys go about that, Zach? I mean, is it just kind of a person-to-person thing in the locker room, or does everybody go about it in their different way? Or?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, some people do it in their own ways, with their own position group, and some people do it, as a whole team. So it just depends.
Do you feel like the offensive line has met its own expectations thus far?
No. The expectation is way high. And we're striving to reach that. We'll never be satisfied, no matter what it is. We could blow someone out and we're not satisfied.
What really stands out about the number 5 kid they have, if you've watched some film on including him?
I mean, he's a sophomore. He's big. He's a big person. And so we just got to control him at the line of scrimmage and, stop him from making any gains.
Do you see a lot of guys with that kind of size-speed combo?
Not in a long time, no. I mean, I haven't seen anybody of his size and his quickness, but I mean, it's not a problem. We're going to fix it. So.